side booth at Binion's restaurant. Mr. Foskett? That's right, he said with an easy white smile on his smooth tan face, sliding into the booth across from me. But call me Walter, if you would. I hate formality, don't you? If he really hated formality, he would have asked me to call him Walt. But I said, hated like the plague, Walter, and call me Nate. He had unblinking brown eyes and the sort of rubbery mouth that seemed to taste the words he spoke. Otherwise, he was blandly, unmemorably handsome in that invisible manner common to so many attorneys, and he was one. You mind if I smoke? He wondered, but he didn't take out his cigarettes first, like most people who ask. He was a Southerner, all right. I knew several in the service, and they were so fucking polite I wanted to strangle them. Not at all, I said. I already ordered myself a drink. Can I get you something? A martini would be pleasant. He probably had a good 10 years on my 37. He removed the Chesterfield from a gold case, tamped it down, and lighted it with a gold Zippo. His hands looked soft, unused, and his nails were manicured. I waved one of the waiters over. Binion's was a male bastion in the Loop. Lawyers, brokers, and businessmen appreciated its wooden booths, Spartan decor, and no-nonsense service. The clatter of busboys fought the loud talk of business and the whir of ceiling fans, while the aroma of unpretentious, well-prepared meat and potatoes cuisine mingled with cigarette and cigar smoke. It was as close to heaven as you could get, without sex. It was also close to my suite of offices, which was in a building just around the corner on Van Buren. Despite Binion's and the nearby Standard Club, the neighborhood was pretty borderline. Street level was a hodgepodge of hock shops and saloons and flop houses and winos in doorways. Tenants in our building included a palm reader, a dentist, a probable abortionist, and several shysters of the sort Mr. Foskett here wouldn't likely meet in court. But I'd started out with a one-room suite in trade for moonlighting as the building's night watchman, living in my office. And now, a decade or so later, July of 1943 to be exact, we had most of the third floor, and the A1 detective agency, of which I was self-appointed president, had 3 operatives and a one-woman secretarial pool. When the war was over, the male workforce would swell, and I could expand further and move into bigger, better digs. I'd had some financial success and publicity over the years, and occasionally attracted an upper-class client like the Palm Beach attorney sitting across from me in a Binion's booth. I appreciate your willingness to meet for lunch, Foskett said, particularly at such short notice. No inconvenience. I eat lunch here every day, anyway. What would you recommend, by the way? House specialties that fit in Hattie. Stay away from the meat dishes. They're good, but the servings are regular kids' portions. He shook his head. One of the sad realities of these dark times. He smiled almost wickedly. Perhaps you'd like a vacation with pay to a tropical isle? I guess that was supposed to make me go ooh or ah, but instead I just laughed and said, I had one of those last year. His eyebrows raised. Really? A little tourist trap called Guadalcanal. Now the eyebrows lowered and tightened. I wasn't aware you'd served. What branch? Marines. I have a brother-in-law in the Marines. Here's to you, sir. He lifted his martini glass and toasted me. I smiled a little and nodded and sipped my rum and coke. I'm afraid I was too old to lend a hand, Foskett said, with what I was supposed to think was regret. So was I, but if you get drunk and lie about your age to the recruiting officer, it does wonders. What brings you to Chicago, Mr. Foskett? Walter. You do, Nathan. He said this with quiet melodrama. He was obviously a corporate lawyer, as opposed to the trial variety, but he had a little ham in him just the same. I'm in Chicago just for today, Nathan. Flew in yesterday evening, flying out again this afternoon. I'm here to see you, on behalf of my principal client. More melodrama. I'd asked him to call me Nate, but I guess a Walter prefers a Nathan. And who would that principal client be? I asked, just a little testily. The phone call arranging this a week before had been evasive, but when a Palm Beach attorney wants to buy you lunch, why not? But now I was starting to get a little worried.